And we are now recording, right? We are now recording, right? Once you come here, you scroll to the bottom, right? And then this is where you're gonna have or gain access to every single product, right? We have harmonics, we have vibrato, gold cup, levels, pivots, steady, DeLorean, right? All of that, right? No problem, Lenny. So what we're gonna be talking about today is which a product everybody should have, which is the harmonics. All right, the harmonics, right? The harmonics is very, very, very simple, guys. Don't make it as difficult as things could be, right? Because I'm gonna start telling you guys what you got to do right now. So really hope you guys got your pens, your notepads, your notes, like because like a lot of times this is something that you should know like the back of your hand. This is something that I feel like you should know like the back of your hand, and I don't want you guys to really mess up on things that are easy. Right? Do not mess up on the things that are easy, right? So the first thing you do when you come on here is what? Drop it in the chats. What is the first thing we do when we come on here? What is the first thing we do when we come on here? Drop it in the chats. Let's see what y'all screaming. Let's see what y'all screaming. All right, shout out to Jeremiah, right? Exactly. Change the broker, right? If you have KOT, right? If you have Hugo's Way, that's exactly what we're going to do, right? We're going to go to our broker, right? Even though we have KOT, it's the closest thing to Hugo's Way. So now that we changed our broker, we're going to start getting to the nitty gritty, right? The first thing is to change your broker. Specifically, guys, I like to start off with the 1 hour, right? I want to see what's on the 1 hour, right? If I see too much cryptocurrency, I'm gonna go to the 30-minute or the 4 hour. It really doesn't matter, right? And do please remember it is 5 o'clock. What happens at 5 o'clock? What happens at 5 o'clock? There we go. The market does close down, right? Wall Street does close down. I love it, right? All the banks, your regular 9 to 5 jobs is the same thing as the banks, right? So that market, the New York session closed, right? So that's why things are going to move slower, right? But for my veterans, for my family that's been in their bags, right? At what times do we look at the harmonic scanner? At what times do we look at the harmonic scanner? Saskia on point, bro. Saskia on point, right? Saskia is on point. Christina, I see you. Roderick, I see you, right? 2 6 10. 2 6 10. Every 4 hours. Every 4 hours. What does that mean? That basically every single 4 hours, right, you're gonna have new setups, right? Every new 4 hours, new setups is gonna appear right here on the right hand side, right? Every single 4 hours. So right now it's 5 o'clock. So I know I have an hour, right, till 6 o'clock comes. So from 6 to 7, there's gonna be new trade setups in this area, right? New trade setups in this area, right? So if the New York session ends, that's why cryptocurrency is filled right here, right? That's why cryptocurrency is filled right here, right? If you come here, I'm gonna kind of give you guys a quick rundown. I want you guys to really understand this. And look, right? We're talking about where it says dash USD, right? Dash USD. So once you do find, you're in the right time frames and all that good stuff, you want to look for the currency pair you want to go at, right? You usually want to use the first three currency pairs that are listed, right? The first three currency pairs that are listed, that means that they have been most recently analyzed by the market for you to get into, right? The first three. And so now we're about to actually go deeper into notes. So please, 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 please take notes and be like aware of what I'm saying. Because we about to get into it. 1 second. All right. So when you come on the harmonic scanner, it is a signal. It is a signal, right? But there are a couple steps you need to take, and this is the naked harmonic scanner, right? The first step you need to know is what? Wherever the D is located is going to determine if the market is going up for a buy or down for a sell, right? So when the D is located at the top of the screen, right, top of the chart, listed right here, that means to get in for what? A buy or a sell. What does it mean? Oh, Danica says she's not playing. The nigga said she not playing, right? It means to get in for a sell, right? Why? Because we want to sell high and buy low. We want to sell high. We want to sell at high points in the market, right? Because it's been oversold, overbought. And then we want to sell, I'm tripping, right? We want to sell at high points and then buy at low points, right? Because when it's overbought, you want to sell. And when it's oversold, you want to buy it. So that's step one, number one, knowing where the D is located on the chart, right? If it's at the top, we're getting in for a sell. If it's at the bottom, we're getting for a buy. So now, what I do want you guys to understand too is the right-hand side of it. These are your signals, right? To all my people who love signals popping up at any time of the day, this is for you, right? It's giving you what your entry points can be, right? It's actually giving you two, and then it's also giving you your take profits. Let me zoom in so you guys can see it. Right? Let's say right here. These are the two entries. It says you could have either got in here for a sell or you could get in here for a sell. It's up to you, right? It's up to you, right? Not only that, it gives you your take profits, your take profit one, your take profit two, and it gives you a stop loss. And it gives you a stop loss. Sometimes you got to zoom out to see it, but it gives you a stop loss, right? That's step number two, making sure that your signals aligns with everything else. If you're getting in for a sell, make sure that your TP is below. All right. So now the next step, guys, like I said, this is a naked harmonic scanner. This is the standard 75 to 85%, accurate. 75 to 85% accurate, right? So now the next confirmation, I just gave you the D, whether it's at the top or bottom, you're going to sell or buy, right? We just talked about the actual signal, right? The entries, right? The TPs that is automatically given to you and the stop loss, right? So now we're going to start talking about the RSI. The RSI, this down here, right? This stands for Relative Strength Index. It's basically telling you when the market is being overbought or when the market is being oversold. When something is overbought, we know we got to sell it. Exactly what I said. And when it's oversold, what do we got to do? Exactly, Jeremiah. We're going to buy it, right? And so one thing I do want you guys to take notes on is with the RSI, they have two key important numbers, and that's the 70 percentile and the 30 percentile, right? The 70 percentile is going to tell you if a market is being overbought, right? The 70 percentile is going to tell you if a market is being overbought. And so what does that mean, right? Meaning that once it gets to the 70% or higher, right, it's inclined to actually fall for a sell. When the RSI line right here, let's say right here, right, whenever the market came above this dotted line, it was inclined to come back down. Whenever it was inclined to come back up or around the vicinity of the 70 percentile, meaning that it's been overbought, it's inclined to go down for a sell. Can I get some fire emojis in the chat if you really understand that to the T? If you understand that to the 100 percentile, that you understand that when it comes to the 70, that means it's a selling idea, right? It's been overbought, right? That doesn't mean just get in the trade just yet, but it's telling you, hey, it's being overbought. You should be looking for a sell, right? So if 70 means something's being overbought and you should be looking for a sell, please tell me what does the 30. Chelsea, explain this one more time. I love it. Thank you. Right. So basically, what it is. Can I do something real quick? All right. Perfect. Let me make this a little bit bolder for y'all. 1 second. I want you guys to see what I'm talking about. Hold on. Let me make sure y'all see the lines and all, because I really want you guys to be on point with this. I got you, Chelsea. I'm about to explain it for you right now. So this is the RSI, right? So this upper line right here, right, is the 70 percentile. This upper line right here is the 70 percentile. Whenever the market is in a vicinity of it or goes above the 70, right, that means the market is being overbought. right? So that means start looking for a sell idea. That doesn't mean it's going to sell right now, but it's telling you that the market has been overbought and you should be start looking to get in for a sell at the right point. That doesn't mean automatically get in for a sell, guys. No, right? So now, does that part make sense? Right? Drop someone's in the chat. That makes sense. Once it ever comes above the 70 right here, that means the market is being overbought. So once it came up here, right, I know it was inclined to come back down. These are indicators, right? These are indicators, right? And so now you're going to have the 30 percentile, the 30 percentile, right? So if the 70 means it's being overbought, and that means to get in for a sell, what do you guys think the 70 percentile means itself? I love it, right? That means that the market has now been oversold, right? You see this big drop right here, family, right? That means that the market has been selling, 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 and now it's being oversold, right? So that means that you should now be looking to get in for a buy at the right point. That means that the market is inclined to start going up because it's been oversold. It doesn't want to sell no more. You know, when you can't eat no more, you just stop. All right, it can't go no more. So you gotta what? Start looking for a buy. That's exactly what it means. And one thing I want you guys to understand is like the RSI could tell you whether it's a pullback happening, whether anything is happening in the market, right? One thing I do like to add is the is a I'm gonna show you guys right now, is actually adding a 50% line, right? Adding a 50% line, right? What does this tell you? Right? What does 50 when it's at the 50, what does that tell you? We should all have this on our MetaTrader 4 app. If you don't, please, 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 please add it. All right. What does the 50% line mean? Right? It can mean a lot of things too. Exactly. Danica, on point. It means that this is where the market is going to start to moving sideways. It could either be a pullback, it could be consolidating, right? All of these different things, but it means hold on. It really means hold on, right? The market is not really stressing on too much whether you want to go for a buy or a sell. But one thing that you can get from the 50% line is what you can get from the 50% line is basically look, as you see sometimes the market likes to bounce off of it as well. So you could also think of it as a reversal point as well. Right. So that's something really big to actually look at as well. And that's the 50% line. Right. But you want to make sure that your the lines, the RSI is going to the 30 percentile and is going to the 70 percentile. Right. Can I get some sevens in the chats if that makes sense? Can I get some sevens in the chats if that makes sense? Okay. 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 No problem, Chelsea. No problem. All right, perfect. So now, what I do want to touch bases is look, this is the naked harmonic scanner, right? This is you not adding anything to it. It's naked. It automatically comes like this, right? So now, what I do want to, I'm just gonna see. I'm not gonna say nothing, but I'm gonna ask you guys, what is the market doing, and if it's ready to get into, right? So right here, what is the first thing we're looking at? What is the first thing we're looking at? Okay, perfect, right? And if the D is at the bottom, what are we doing? If the D is at the bottom, what are we doing? Okay, perfect. Second step, what are we looking at? Second step, what are we looking at? All right, we got the D. Okay, Jeremiah on point. TP and entries. Don't forget the little stop loss. Right, TPs and entries and the stop loss. I love it. I love it. What's our third confirmation? What's our third confirmation? Right? If we're getting in for a buy, that means we need our RSI to be showing us what? If we want to get in for a buy, that means our RSI needs to be showing us what? 30 and below, right? 30 and below. So look at this. Look at this, family. right? I'm kind of picky with the harmonic scanner at times, right? So let me zoom in for you guys, just so you guys can see. What do you guys see right here? Right? Did it touch the entry point? Did the market touch the entry point? Okay. Right? It didn't touch the entry point yet, right? So sometimes what this means is that the market can still have some time to actually come back down a little bit before it goes back up, right? It could actually take some time that it's actually going to come down a little bit before it actually turns back up, right? So do be patient with your trades. Please be patient with the trades that you're getting into, and just don't hop in them off of impulse. Oh, damn, this is right, this is right. No, take it easy, right? Being patient pays, right? Patient, patient, right? So you got to be patient with your trades. Do not rush it. That's the harmonic scanner. That is the harmonic scanner, right? And so now what I want to show you guys is how I usually use this and pivots to go together, right? How I use this and pivots to go together, right? And so what I do want to show you guys is I usually do have the Alligator and EMA set up on here too at times. I'm going to show you guys how to set this up and all, but give me 2 seconds. I want to do that at the end. But I'm going to show you guys how I set this up, and I'm going to show you guys how I do that at the end. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is make sure that you guys understand the basic understanding of pivots. Drop some fire emojis in the chats if you actually have pivots, right? If you actually have pivots, drop some fire emojis in the chat. Okay, we got a couple fire emojis. I like it. I like it. I like it. We got a couple fire emojis. I love to see it. I like it. I love to see it. I love to see it. Right? So, what I'm going to be going over with you guys is actually how to look at pivots, right? Pivots is literally here to take away all the time you're stressing on looking at charts, looking at trading view. Guys, don't waste your time, right? And when I say don't waste your time, be smart with your time, right? Be smart with your time, right? You have products here that's literally here to eliminate all of that. Who likes working smarter and not harder? Drop someone's in the chat. Okay, bet. Right? Working smarter and not harder. So who feels so what I want you to understand is with the market, support and resistance is very important. Support and resistance is one of the top. If it's top three, it ain't three. If it's top three, it ain't three. Right? So what this product actually does for you is show you the different levels of support and resistance in this market, right? So as you see on the side, you're gonna see where it says R5, R6, R7, R8, +1, +2, +3. What do you guys think that R means on pivots? What do you guys think R means? What do you think R means? Okay, yes, it means resistance, right? It means resistance, right? When you're resisting something, you think of a roof, you think of a ceiling, you think of a cap, anything, right? It's resisting you from it's resisting from you going above, right? It's resisting from you going to the second floor, resistance, right? So when something is resisting, that means that that resistance is pushing it to come down. You ever heard of everything that goes up must come down? Right? That's what that means. When it comes to its resistance, that's a level in the market where it's planning to actually come back down. Let's look for a good example. Let's say right here. Let's say right here, right? So where it says R6 right here, this is resistance 6. What happens when the market comes to the R6? It come here, touched, fell down. Came here, touched, fell down. Right? It's a resistance level. Right? So remember, R stands for resistance. Right? So now what I want you guys to look at is, let's look at this one right here. Let me move up a little bit. Zoom in a little bit for y'all. Okay, right? So let's say right here, family, right? Y'all see that it says, let me look for a closer one. Let's look for SO, right? SO. S, what do you guys think S stands for? Right? If R stands for resistance, S must mean support. Exactly. It means support, right? This is where the market is. It feels it feels safe to bounce back up. Think of a basketball. When it hits the floor, it bounces right back up, right? So it's giving you support. It's telling you where the support areas are, right? So now there's one thing here that's different. There's one thing that's here. There's the R's, there's the S, right? So the R stands for resistance, the S stands for support. But then you have P4. P4, right? And I'm not talking about PlayStation 4, right? P4. Can somebody guess what P4 stands for? Can somebody guess what P4 stands for? Somebody said plateau, pivot. I like plateau. I never heard of that one, but I like it, right? But no, it stands for pivot for. Pivot for. And I seen somebody say this earlier. It stands for reversal, right? It stands for reversal, right? One thing I like about it is at pivot 4, it's going to tell you one or two things. One or two things, right? Whenever it comes to pivot 4, it's either going to reverse, right? So let's say if the market, let's say this blue line is pivot 4 right here, that means it's going to reverse when it comes here and then go back in the other opposite direction, right? The market came around pivot 4 and then reversed inside the other direction, right? Let me show you a different example, right? Let's say, for instance, right here, right? The market went above P4, but it came right back down and it's sitting on P4. And my guess is it will be going up, right? It stands for reversal. Anytime you see pivot 4, it stands for reversal. Is it going to reverse every single time? No. But it's good to understand that at P4, there's a chance where it might pull back. There's a chance where you might be able to re-enter, or there's a chance that if it was coming up from the, if it was coming up for a buy, let me show you guys. It's a good chance if the market was coming up for a buy that it could come back down before it goes back up. I know that if the market was coming from the top, I know that it could come back down and then push back up before it goes down to the bottom. Does that make sense, family? Right? Do you guys understand what P4 if P4 means? R means resistance, S means support. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. I like it. I like it. Right. So now I'm gonna actually get into the numbers part. I know you guys were looking at the numbers. And I'm glad I'm glad we in tune today. I'm glad we are in tune today, right? Because now what I'm about to explain to you is something very important, right? So with pivots, not only does it show you the different levels of support, and of course, the higher the level of support, the more significance it has. So resistance 8 has more significance than resistance 5, right? So the higher the resistance, right, the more significance it has, right? So now what about the +1, +2, +3, or the -1, -2, -3, right? So now what I want to, this is where you guys want to take notes. When the market comes to, and I want to show you guys an example, to be honest, can somebody just throw out any currency pair? Somebody throw out any currency pair. Damn, nigga said NAS. NAS, let's see. That's not a currency pair though. That's not a currency pair. All right, this is an indice. So let's look at NAS, right? Let's look at NAS, right? So let me take off the indicators because I don't want to confuse anybody just yet. Let's see. Let's see. All right. So let's say right here. Let's say right here, right? So in this area right here, you've seen the market come to what? S0, right? If S0 is the last SUC, what do you guys think that means? That's the last level of support, right? That's the last level of support. That means it's a very strong support area, right? And so one thing I want you guys to understand with support and resistance, it's easy to also find your zones, right? If I see support 0 right here, I'm gonna go ahead and back test it and look at the future, I mean the past, and see what it also did as well. So I know that at S0, this will be my zone, right? This right here is my support zone, my support and resistance zone, right? Not only because the market came right here. Let me delete that. Not only because the market came right here, right? It tested off of it and bounced back up. Not only because the market came right here, tested off of it, and then went back down. Not only because the market came right here as well, tested it and went back down. This is a support and resistance area, right? So now that I know that I'm at S0, I'm going to take it up for a buy, right? I'm going to take it up for a buy. Right now, let's say if that makes sense, family, go ahead and drop some ones in the chat. I want to make sure we're all clear. You guys see how quick I did that? And I didn't even have to chart up NAS 100. I didn't have to go 10, 20 minutes looking at support resistance line. No, we're cutting it out. We're moving faster. We're moving faster, right? Faster and smarter. Faster and smarter, right? So now that I've seen that, cool, right? But what about -1, -2, -3, right? -1, -2, and -3, right? So I actually want to go ahead and look at regular currency pairs and see if they have, because indices move a little bit exotic, right? Currency pairs move a little bit exotic. Let's see if I can find an example. I really like the example of this one. I really love the example of this one actually though. But I'm trying to look for. Let's see. Somebody drop some currency pairs in the chats. Drop some currency pairs in the chats. I seen somebody say Euro, GBP, JPY, GBP, JPY. Okay. Somebody said USD CAD. Right. So one thing I like about. Let me actually go to the hour time frame and see what it's talking about. It's showing me some nice things. Okay, that's cool. Right. So one thing I do want you guys to understand with the +1, right? That's your okay, damn, it's oversold. Right? I mean, like it's overbought, basically. Right? So once it comes to +1, it has a 70. Listen, I want you guys to take notes. A 75 percentile chance of coming back down for a sell. At the +1, that means that it has a 70 percentile chance, right, of coming down for a sell. So if the market is going up, it's going to retest off of this and then fall down. A 75% chance, right, percentile, right, accuracy. And then if it comes to +2, it goes up to 90% accuracy that the market is going to reverse at this level. Is going to reverse at this level. And then +3 is actually 95, right? So at these levels, for sure, the market is going to make a price reversal. The market is going to make a price reversal, right? And it's the same exact thing if we were to go down here to the -1, -2, and -3. These are all areas where the market is going to reverse, right? Very simple. Once you understand that the -1, -2, okay, bet. Let me see what it's doing. Let me see what it's doing. Right? These things are going to help you out. Right? Drop some sevens in the chat if that makes sense. Somebody drop some sevens in the chat if that made sense. Right? If it don't make sense, drop some ones. If it don't make sense, drop some ones. What trades are we currently in right now? Let me see. What trades are we currently in right now? I think we're in. I think that one of the trades had hit TP already. But okay, that's cool. Right. So now how do I what I'm gonna do is how do I use pivots and harmonic scanner together? Right? How do I use pivots and harmonic scanner together? Now what do I do? Right. And like I said, you can look up regular Forex pairs, commodities, gold, right? US oil, and also cryptocurrency and indices, right? So your SPX, US 30, NAS, GER 30, DXY, Amazon, all of that, right? So now I'm gonna go to my harmonic scanner, And guys, remember, all we seen on here was more so Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, right? So Dash USD, right? If it's telling me at this point, it could be reversing to go for a sell, right? How do we know it's going for a sell? Can somebody let me know? Can somebody let me know? How do I know this trade is going for a sell? All right, perfect, right? The D is at the top. It hit the entry. Guys, I told you I'm picky with it. It hit the entry. It hit the entry point, right? The RSI is at the it was actually at the 78th percentile. It was actually at the 78th percentile, and now it's starting to fall down, right? I have some other confirmations in here that I'm going to go explain. Don't worry. I have my stock is basically the same thing as telling you the momentum of the market, which is really beautiful. But now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go look this up on my pivots and see what area it's at. All right, it was Dash, I believe. Let me see, Dash what? Dash USD. Okay, bet. Right? So look at this. I actually like this. Wow. All right, so let me go to my 1 hour. So one thing I like about it is, look, it came, if we look right here, it came to this support area or resistance area, right? And it started to ship down, right? It started to ship downwards, right? So if we go to our harmonic scanner, which is right here, right? It came to this point and now it's looking to actually go down for a sell, right? And pivots is actually showing me the same exact thing, right? And I actually like to, if you guys know about the TK, right? I like to use the TK strategy. I love to use the TK strategy. Right? I love to use the TK strategy. And the cross happened, and it's actually looking nice for a sell. It's actually looking nice for a sell, right? The harmonic scanner is showing what I like, and all I do is make sure that it's at a support and resistance area where it can reverse, right? And the TK strategy, guys, it's very kind of simple to me. How many of y'all been on TK's call before? How many of you guys actually been on TK's call before? Drop some ones in the chat. Drop some ones in the chat. All right, perfect, right? So with the pivots, even with here, I kind of want to clear it up with, look, it came to the -1 support area and then it bought up. It came to the -1 support area and then it bought up, right? Not only that, you had some of the, the indicators to follow with you, right? So that's something really big. Guys, I'm telling you, use your products, use your products, use your products, use your products. right? So now I'm going to go ahead and help you guys out. Who does not have their harmonic scanner set up, or if you have a different type of strategy, the strategy I use is the Alligator, the EMA, and the ZAR, the RSI, and the stock. If you don't have that indicator, I mean these indicators, and you would like to have them, drop some ones in the chat. Drop some ones in the chat. Okay. Okay, perfect. Right. So now, guys, I'm gonna show you guys how to actually set these up. How to actually set these up. Um, so how does it work, right? So the first thing you want to do when you first come here, right? You want to go ahead and go to indicators at the top left-hand corner. At the top left-hand corner. All you got to do is click it, and then a box is going to pop up, right? So the first indicator you want to go ahead and add is Alligator. It's going to say Williams Alligator, right? Williams Alligator right here, right? Just give it one click. It's going to automatically pop up. Don't worry. We're going to do everything else. Just give it one click. Williams Alligator. One click, right? The next indicator you're going to put is EMA, right? EMA. Moving average exponential. You're going to give that one click. You're going to give that one click, right? Once you get that, now you're going to go ahead and put ZAR, parabolic ZAR, right? And guys, there's a lot of, and I'm gonna be real, there's a lot of different strategies. You just got to find a strategy that you love and that works with you, right? That you understand, that's making you profitable, right? So once you do that, you give it one click, right? And then you should already have RSI on your screen, but what you want to go ahead and add now is click on the indicators one more time, and then type in stochastic, right? Just type in stochastic, the regular one, not the RSI, this regular one, stochastic. Stochastic. Give that one click, right? So now the next step you want to do, we're going to go ahead and start off with the Alligator, right? So it's going to be at the top left-hand screen, left-hand side of your screen. And then all you got to do is click on the setting that's in, it's the second box that's in the middle of each three boxes. And you just want to click on settings. Right? And Alligator is going to pop up, right? These are going to be your inputs. 21, 13, and 8. 21, 13, and 8. 21, 13, and 8 is going to be your inputs for Alligator. One second. What part you need me to repeat? What part do you need me to repeat? I got the Williams after that. Okay, so what you need to add is the Williams, right? You want to add, let me go back and do this real quick. Try to kind of keep up with me, right? So you want to add the Williams Alligator, right? You want to add the Williams, uh-oh. Let me just put Alligator. Right, the Williams Alligator, click that. Then you want to go ahead and click on the EMA, right? Exponential, so moving average exponential, right? And then you want to go ahead and click on ZAR, right? Parabolic ZAR, so SAR. And then click that one time, right? They're going to pop up on the left-hand side. And then the last thing you're going to go ahead and add is the stochastic, right? The first one, you're going to click on the first one, right? One time. And then after that, you should be good. Right. And so now what we're going to go over is the Alligator like we were before. And then, like I said, the inputs for the Alligator is going to be 21, 13, 8. 21, 13, 8 for the inputs on the Alligator. Right. Once you go to style, you want to go ahead and uncheck the jaw and teeth. you want to go ahead and uncheck the jaw and teeth. Right? You literally only want the lips to be checked off. I have mine green, right? So you want to probably change the color to that green. You want to make sure it's visible, so make it 100%, and then give it some thickness as well. Next, click OK. Next, you want to go ahead and go to the EMA. You want to go to the EMA. So now with the EMA, what that one is going to help you out is, right, the moving average, basically, the exponential moving average. You want your length to be 4, source to be closed, and then offset to be 0. Right, for inputs on the EMA, you want your length to be 4, source to be closed, offset to be 0. And then style, right, you want the plot, so basically the color of it, you want it to be black, you want it to give it some thickness, you want it to be visible, all those good things. Right, all you have to do is click OK. Right, and then for ZAR, you go to settings as well. And then for inputs, you want to change the start to 0.1, increment to 0.02, and then maximum to 0.2. Right, and then for style, it's really up to you. I'm not gonna lie, you can make it any color you want. You can either make it circles or you can make it crosses. It's really up to you, right? And then all you have to do is go ahead and click OK, and you got that part down packed. You got that part down packed, right? So now the next part you want to go ahead and touch bases on is the stock, right? The stock, right? All you have to do is go ahead and click settings. Right? You want the length to be 14.33. You want the length to be 14, smooth K to be 3, smooth D to be 3. Right? And then for style, right, I just make my colors vibrant, make sure it's blue and thick. Same thing with the red, make sure it's red and thick, right? And then after that, you should be good, right? After that, you should be good, right? And then all you want to go ahead and do is click OK, right? And so now the next step you want to do here, is actually go ahead and go to the candlesticks, right? And change it from candles and then change it to Hakanashi, right? Change it from candles. It probably looks like this, but I want you to go ahead and change it to Hakanashi. Hakanashi candlesticks is basically a momentum candlestick that's showing you the momentum of the market, right? Momentum of the movement of the candlesticks as well, right? And so drop some ones in the chat if we have all of that down. Please do remember this call is recorded, so don't worry if you miss something. I'm gonna drop it tonight, and you guys will be able to actually go ahead back and watch that. All right, you're gonna actually go ahead and watch that, and make sure you got everything on point. Making sure you have everything on point, right? So now the harmonic scanner, now I'm going to go ahead and explain each and last thing here for you, right? So the first thing we're going to go ahead and explain is the confirmations using this strategy, right? The confirmations using this strategy. And I'm going to go ahead and close the ZAR, and that's it for right now, right? So what I want to show you guys is actually, what the alligator strategy is, right? The alligator and the EMA. So all it's showing you is when the market is reversing to go for a buy, when the market is reversing to go for a sell, right? So now whenever the black line, if you can see it right here, whenever the black line crosses over the green line, that's indicating a buy, right? Whenever the black line crosses over the green line, that's indicating a buy, right? So now, what do you guys think is, let me move this harmonic scanner triangle out the way. Yes, you could delete it if you don't need it. right? So now right here, right? What do you guys think if when the black line crosses above the green line, that means a buy? What do you think it means when the black line crosses below the green line? Right here, like right here. What do you guys think that means? Okay, Valner. Okay, Chelsea. Yeah, it means sell, right? It means sell. It means that the market is actually crossing over to go for a sell. And that's it, right? That's all it's telling you. When to get in for a buy, when to get in for a sell, right? This is a strategy that I taught my 11, 12-year-old sister, right, how to do, and she was able to make $90 in one day. She's 12 years old. 12 years old, right? So this is something we all can do. Right. So now what I'm going to go ahead and talk about is now the RSI. Do I need to explain the RSI, family? Do I need to explain the RSI? Yes or no? Drop it in the chats. Do I need to explain the RSI? It's okay. You can say yes if you need to. Maybe you need to go over it one more time. Like if I get that one person, I'm gonna do it. All right, bet. We're not going over it, right? Exactly, right? If it's at the if it's at the 70, we get in for a sell. If it's at the 30, we're gonna get in for a buy. Simple. And family, I'm so glad that you guys understood that because that's exactly what the stock is all about. That's exactly what the stock is all about, right? But the only difference is the parameters. The parameters are a bit different. Hold on, 10%. Right? The parameters are a little bit different. And basically what it is telling you, once I don't know. All right, we're back in business. We found the charger. We found the charger. All right, let me see if people still, if y'all still deep on the call, right? Let me see where y'all at. If y'all still deep on the call, let me see where y'all at. Right? If you're really trying to get to this bag, let me see where y'all at, man. Drop some fire emojis in the chat, right? Because I know that there's only a few that really want it that bad, right? Who's really going to stick through it, right? And that's all I need to see. That's all I need to see. That's all I need to see. Perfect. So let's get to it. Yeah, but with this stock, basically, all it is you seeing the same thing as the RSI, right? When it comes to the 80, you know it's going down for a sell. When it comes below the 20, you know it's going up for a buy. But the one thing that's added is it's actually showing you where the market is actually going back down, right? Once you get that cross, you know, okay, bet the market is going down for a sell. Once you get that cross coming to the upside, that's another confirmation letting you know that the market is going up for a buy. Does that make sense? Right? Does that make sense? Same exact thing, but it just I love it. Right? I love it. I love confirmations. The more confirmations you have, the better for me. That's one of the great things about this. Right now, what I want to show you guys is we got that part down. Is now just the parabolic czar. The parabolic czar, right? Honestly, the parabolic czar is telling you when the market is done doing one direction, right? So say the three dots up here showing you that the market was going down for a quick pullback for a sell, right? As soon as that next dot shows up right here and it's continuously going up, I know that I'm good for a buy until I see a selling parabolic czar at the top right here. Then that's really going to indicate that it's going down for a sell, and I'm going to be happy with that, right? That's all these indicators are telling you, right? And you can use it for each any indicator a trade, right? Let's say right here, right? So what do I see that I like, right? I see that I like the RSI, the stock is down here, right? But it didn't touch my entry yet. And plus, my lines didn't cross yet. My lines didn't cross yet, right? My black line didn't cross over my green line for me to get in for a buy yet, right? So I'm just gonna have to be patient, right? So now, do you guys understand flat tops and flat bottoms? Flat tops and flat bottoms. Flat tops and flat bottoms. You understand it? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Right? So basically what that means, one second. What that means is that when you have a flat bottom, you're going to be going up for a buy. And once you have a flat top, that means that you're going to be going in for a sell. So for example, let's say right here, right? Let's say right here, right here is showing you that you're actually, let me change it for you guys real quick. Let's say right here, perfect example. Right, this is signifying that, can I move that little circle a little bit? That thing is not moving, or am I tripping? It is what it is, but y'all see what I'm trying to say, right? This is a flat bottom right here, right? It's indicating that there's no momentum going in the opposite direction, meaning that buyers have the most momentum. So this flat bottom is indicating a buy, right? So once you get those two, and two flat bottoms is the number to go with, right? Don't do just one, do two just to be sure. And then you understand that, okay, now I can get into this market for a buy, right? Same thing with the flat tops, right? If I see two flat tops, right, this it got a little wick on it. Y'all see that little wick, right? But it passes for me, right? So this is a flat top. I'm getting in right here because it's going to keep going down for a sell. And please do remember, each candlestick starts at the half of the next candlestick, right? If you didn't peep, right? So this is a strategy that I want you guys, if you have it on your computer right now, please go ahead right now and click this save button right here. Go ahead right now and click this save button right here, right? You could name it Alligator EMA, whatever you want, but go ahead and save it. So now each time you want to come back to it, all you got to do is click load, and then it'll be right there waiting for you. Waiting right there for you, right? So that's something, if you guys have any questions, please let me know, or anything I need to go over, please let me know. Let me know right now, all right? So if I see this right here, I see that, okay, bet, my entry is not there yet, but let me go look at what pivots is talking about. So I'm gonna go to NZD USD. All right, NZD USD. Family, do y'all see where it's at right now? Family, do y'all see where it just touched right there? Drop some ones in the chat if you see what I see. If you see what I see, drop some ones in the chat. Right, if you see what I see, drop some ones in the chat. Right, because this is what we're talking about. Right, because not only did it come to the support 0, but it's at the support -1 right now, and it's giving me that wick action that I like. It's doing that thing that I like, right? It just bounced off the -1. And not only that, let me show you guys, right? For my stock right here, right? It's about to cross. It's below the 20, and it's about to cross up. That's that. That's that. Right. But if I go to my RSI, it was at the 30 and it's going up. So do you guys see how both of these things could work together? Right? If you make two brains work together, you could get more money. Right? So that's literally all it is. That's literally all it is. And I basically have the same exact system on here. Y'all see what I got? This is TK strategy, right? Alligator, EMA, and Desire. They both have the same exact indicators. There's no cap in this, right? Y'all throw out any currency pair right now, I'm gonna be able to tell you where's the support, where's the resistance, if I like it or not. Throw any currency pair out here. I don't need a chart up because it's charted for me. I don't need a chart up because it's charted for me. Let's not work harder. Let's work smarter, family. Right? Somebody throw out a currency pair. I like NZD. Look at it. On a 15-minute, it looked nice. Right? But I know that it's going to probably come down a little bit more, right? Until I get my what? Flat bottoms so I can get in for a buy. That's all I want. That's all I want. All right. Family, if I don't have any questions, I'm just happy everybody hopped on the call. I was able to help all of you out. Listen, I do want you guys to understand you invest into these products. Please use them to the best of your abilities. If you need help using them, just reach out. Just reach out, right? We're all here to make sure that we're all making money, right? There's more money to be made. Be on the lookout. I love you guys. I love you guys. Right? Drop some fire emojis in the Telegram chats. Let them know you just figured out how to use Harmonic Scanner and the pivots together. Right? Let them know you just learned how to use the Harmonic Scanner and the pivots together. Right? No problem. No problem. I'll see you guys at the top. Let's get it. Hey, the braids look good on here. I ain't gonna lie to you.